All right, guys and gals, fourth topic, focus on MIDI controllers. They're like these devices that allow producers to input written notes, beats into a DAW, otherwise known as a digital audio workstation. Think of programs that you might have heard of like GarageBand, FL Studios, Cubase, oh man, Ableton. There's plenty more. I know that I've heard of. I know of. Logic Pro is another one. Avid Pro Tools is another great example. Right now, I'm using one that's actually very beginner friendly, but what I really like, the barrier to entry is not very restrictive as well. It's from BandLab. It's called Cakewalk. Now, in this case, two different Cakewalk software, but the Cakewalk Sonar provides more advanced tools, and the Cakewalk Next is very beginner friendly, but still good, intuitive, and fun to use. So I really like them both. I like that they're free from BandLab. Just need a BandLab account. Yes, for a few extra upgrades that are not like so essential, but in a few ways can helpful, there is like a subscription payment. Like you'll see when there's like a pop-up when you open one of the apps. I don't know if like for using the advanced features of Sonar and Next, you have to pay separately, or can you just pay once for both? But it's not a deal breaker. If anything, I'm really glad there aren't any restrictions with like how many tracks I can use if I want to use like certain vocals or certain instrumental beats or so forth, just to produce or remix songs and so forth. So other than like a few features that are not like deal breakers, like not to have, it's fine. And it's really cool that I can download third party effects. Right now, there's so many that are like uncategorized. I really need to take the time to properly categorize them, but it's fine. So I really like the Cakewalk Sonar. If you're familiar with Cubase, if you're familiar with Pro Tools or any other programs, you'll feel right at home with Cakewalk Sonar especially. So it's great for producers to like, that's the whole point of MIDI controllers, like adding audio clips, loops, sound effects, whatever it can be, whether like you can find them just to start for free or from websites that provide professionally developed, ready-made music loops of different genres, even many house genres that you can use, prepare yourself, make music, and just put yourself out there, just put your talent out there. So that's pretty cool. So I've got with me one of the Akai ones. I've got sorry for the noise. Akai MPK Mini 2. It's got 25 keys, 8 pads, some buttons for like the octaves and changing tempo key, 8 encoders, program select, like I said, 25 keys, arpeggiator, USB port. Does come with a few software licenses, compatible with MPC Beats, which is again like a beat maker, so to speak, for a producer. It's fine, but like using it for like DAWs really helped me as well, just get a better hang of it. For a while, actually more than a while, like long time, it's not I didn't like it, it's just I always didn't understand it until like last year, like getting more into like understanding music production, and it did help. Like years ago I did take like a audio engineering course, actually more than one, so it sort of helped my understanding to some level, so I'm really glad I did that. But I was just thinking like other controllers, there are like other Akai controllers, like the MPK Mini 3, like definitely better encoders. The MPK Mini Plus with a speaker and 37 keys. Novation has really nice looking, sleek MIDI controllers, whether it's like 32 or 37 keys. I don't have the names on top of my head, or maybe I wrote them, but really excellent ones. If there's other MIDI controllers that I like, that I favor, I've become a fan of the Arturia Mini Lab 3. Yes, it does have 25 keys, but it's very extensive. Like even with the software included, like Analog Lab, I think one of them. Price range is solid enough. Like I think $150 is a bit high, but finding it like at $130, I think is fair enough. So that one is good. I did mention Akai. There's an Akai APC Key 25 MK2. It's more pad heavy. There are 25 keys, but like more pad heavy. Fader, knobs, encoders, all that good stuff. It's really more like just to take advantage of Ableton Live. It does come with like Ableton Live Lite, just to get you started on it. But other ones that like I've liked that I became a fan of, the M Audio Key Station Mini 32 is a solid choice. Okay, I've seen it at $100, but I did find a retailer that has is selling at like lower price. So that one, like maybe sometime in the near future, it is something I will consider. It is very minimalistic, octave knobs and so forth. Not a lot of buttons and knobs, but it does have 32 keys, so that's a nice option. One that I think is really, really good, the M Audio Oxygen Pro Mini. That one has, yes, there are 32 keys, 4 knobs, I think 8 pads, like chord mode and like different modes. There's a DAW mode. Like the certain modes that has, like what you can do. Like think of what the Arturia Mini Lab 3 can do, but what the Oxygen Pro Mini 32 does more. Obviously with the 32 keys. I think at $150, yeah, that is a fair deal. So the Pro Mini 32, I like that one. That's one of those like I can recommend. So yeah, there are many options, whether it's like 25, 32, 37, 49, 67, 88 key controller options. So many of them work well with DAWs as long as you just configure, like have them like input devices and so forth. So those kind of controllers, they're really good. They're really fun if you want to like go ahead, use them. They can be really fun. But like if there are any that I like I said, Mini Lab 3, Key Station Mini 32, and the Pro Mini 32. I think those are the ones I like. I might have seen something from Novation that has 37 keys. I think I like that one. I think those are pretty good. So yeah, but like if you feel like you just want to go ahead and get started just producing music, just get an idea, maybe like find a few beats. Actually, yeah, Cakewalk has been generous to allow some free loops. There's a website, it was frustrating when like there were some free loops and then they were locked by, at least like on the website, like locked behind a subscription payment. Okay, whatever. But within the software, it's generous enough to like provide some free loops. You can find them online. If you want some professionally crafted music beats for producers, you can find at a price if it fits your budget. Just search online, make the effort, think of the genre you want, you like, you favor, you feel good about, and just go ahead and get started on something that is beginner friendly. Just do the work. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you just make the work, do the work, like I can tell you for sure, like you will grow and benefit. It's about growth at the end of the day.